So wait, you're saying like soon I could just be saying, make me a movie about this and boom, it's basically done.
That's the general idea, yeah. It's not quite that simple yet, but we're getting closer. That's what's so fascinating about this new movie gen thing from Meta, right? It's like taking that make me a picture AI stuff, but now it's moving pictures, full on video.
And I mean, we've seen AI videos before, but they always look kind of dot off,
Yeah.
you know? Like janky movements, weird stuff happening.
Totally. The old stuff, that's not what we're talking about here. This is different. High definition, understands how things are supposed to move. Like, even physics.
Okay, hold on, really?
Seriously. They just dropped this research paper on October 4th, and the examples they show, it's wild.
Is there like a website or something where people can see this?
Totally, yeah. There are actually a couple. One's https://go.fb.mem movie-gen research videos, and then another one is https://go.fb.me movie-gen figure 1. You can really get a sense of what it can do.
Okay, so we're talking like actual watchable videos.
Definitely watchable. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are still limitations. Right now, it maxes out at 16 seconds for the really high-quality stuff.
15 seconds. Okay, so not feature films just yet.
Not yet, no. But still, even for short clips, the tech behind it, it's pretty mind-blowing.
So how does it even work? Like, does it just have a library of every video ever made, and it's just like mashing them together somehow?
That's a good question. It's actually way more complex than that. It's not just copying and pasting. It's like it learned the language of video, you know? Yeah, like imagine an artist, right? They don't just have a pre-made picture for everything. They know how to use colors, shapes.
Oh, okay. So this AI, it learned the building blocks of video.
Exactly. It's built on these massive AI models. And I mean massive. We're talking 30 billion parameters for the video part, which is called, cleverly, movie gen video, and then another 13 billion for audio.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. You lost me at parameters.
Haha, yeah, that's fair. Think of them like brain cells for the AI. Each one helps it process information, make decisions about the video.
And it needs billions of these brain cells to make a video.
That's how much it's learned. They trained it on a ridiculous amount of data, like images, videos, audio from all over the internet.
So it's like it binge-watched its way through YouTube and then some,
Yeah.
and now it knows how to make its own.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. That's how it learned this thing called latent space. Basically, it's like the essence of video boiled down to a code that the AI understands.
Okay, so it's not just copying. It's creating from scratch based on what it's learned.
Exactly. You feed it a text description, it translates that into video language, and then, boom, it builds a video frame by frame.
And it can even put, like, me in these videos. I swear I read something about that.
You're totally right, yeah. It's called personalized movie gen video. That's one of the things that makes this so different from anything else out there.
Okay, how does that work? I need to wrap my head around this.
So they use a separate AI model for this part, one that's specifically trained on like recognizing and recreating human faces.
So, like, if I uploaded a selfie.
Exactly. You give it a picture, you tell it what you want to be doing in the video.
Hold up. Seriously. Like, I could say, put me on a unicorn, flying through space.
Yep.
And it would just do it.
That's the idea. And it's not just you. You can change backgrounds, make objects transform, all kinds of crazy stuff, just with text instructions.
That is wild. But how do you even begin to teach an AI how to edit a video? There's not exactly a YouTube tutorial for that.
Right. That was a big challenge, apparently. They talk about using, get the synthetic data. So basically taking existing videos and modifying them in a bunch of ways to simulate all sorts of editing actions.
So, like, they're making their own training data by remixing what's already out there.
Exactly. Plus, they use this other trick called back translation, which is a bit more technical, but it basically involves training the AI to, like, undo its own edits, which somehow helps it get even better at editing in the first place.
Okay, that is clever. But all this talk about visuals, what about sound? I mean, a movie without sound is just a silent film.
Totally. And that's where movie gen audio comes in. They've got this whole other model. Remember, 13 billion parameters just for audio. And it's not just sticking in, like, generic background music. It actually understands the context of what's happening in the video.
Context. So, like, it knows when to do scary music versus, like, happy, upbeat music.
Even more nuanced than that. It can tell the difference between sounds that are actually happening in the video, we call that diegetic sound, versus like background music or sound effects that are added later, which are non-diegetic.
Okay, so how does it?
It uses this thing called a contrastive audio video text pre-training model.
Oh, whoa, say that again, but slowly.
Oh, all right, it's a mouthful. CAVTP, for short. Contrastive audio-video text pre-training model.
CAVTP.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what helps it decide what kind of sound to use.
Exactly. That's how it learned those distinctions. So the audio isn't just accurate, it's like well-designed. Cinematic quality, pulling you into the scene.
Okay, so just to recap, because my brain's a little overloaded here,
Mhm.
we've got MoveGen video making the visuals, MovieGen audio doing the soundtrack, and I can personalize it, edit it, all with text prompts.
You got it. Pretty wild, right?
More than wild, it's like, I don't even know. But we haven't even gotten to the why should I care part yet, have we? Like, this is all cool tech and all, but...
No, don't worry. That's where things get really interesting. We're talking potential to change everything from education to advertising, even filmmaking itself. But we'll dive into all that after a quick break.
All right, so changing everything, huh? That's a pretty bold claim.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, my brain's still stuck on, I can make a unicorn fly.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in. But seriously, the possibilities here, they're huge. Think about it right now. If you want a good-looking video, you need the skills, expensive software, probably a whole team. MovieGen could change all that.
So, like, anyone could be a filmmaker, even if they've never touched a camera.
Exactly. That's the potential. Like, imagine a small business owner, right? They could make their own ads just by describing what they want. Or, I don't know, students making animated history lessons.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Especially for someone like me who can barely work the camera app on their phone. But be honest, is it really like no limitations? Can it really make anything I can dream up?
Ugh, the million-dollar question. Well, not anything. Not yet, at least. Like we were saying before, 16 seconds is kind of the limit for now. You're not going to get a full-length movie out of it.
Right. So more like scenes, short clips.
For now, yeah. But who knows? This AI stuff, it's moving so fast. What's impossible today might be commonplace next year. But there's also the communication aspect.
You mean like I can't just say, make me a video about everything and it'll magically understand?
Exactly. It's more like you're having a conversation with an AI filmmaker. You got to give it the right prompts, guide it. It's a back and forth.
So there's still a learning curve. It's not just magic video button.
Exactly. You got to learn the AI's language, so to speak. But the cool thing is, that language, it's going to keep getting better, more nuanced. Who knows what we'll be able to create a few years down the line.
Okay, yeah, seeing it like that, it is exciting. The possibilities. Okay, but got to ask, what about the flip side, right? All this power, what if it's used for? Well, not so good stuff.
Oh, that's the big one, isn't it? That question's always going to be there with powerful tech. It's like a responsibility to think about that stuff early on.
Especially now, right? Like, everyone's worried about fake news, manipulated images, all that. If anyone can make a realistic video just by typing, I mean, how do we even know what's real anymore?
And that's the heart of it, right? It's not just about the tech. It's how it gets used. Could be for good, could be for harm. And that's a conversation we all got to be part of, from the people making it to the people using it.
So it's not enough to just build cool stuff. Got to build it responsibly, right?
100%. And that starts with, like you said, awareness. More people understanding how it works, the good, the bad. That's how we navigate this new world responsibly.
It's almost like we need like a whole new kind of media literacy, right? To be able to tell the real from the fake.
100%. Got to be more critical, ask questions, not just believe everything we see, even if it looks real.
Okay, so deep breaths, because my head is spinning. Where are we at? MovieGen, incredible AI, makes videos, even puts me in them. Game changer for how we learn, tell stories, but also whole can of worms about what's real, what's not. Did I get that right?
Nailed it. It's that double-edged sword thing, right? Powerful tool, but up to us to use it wisely.
And on that note, maybe we should, I don't know, take a beat. Let everyone process.
Sounds good to me. We've only just scratched the surface of what MovieGen means, and trust me, there's a lot more to unpack.
You know, it's weird to think about, right? Like, before today, I kind of just assumed videos were, I don't know, real. Like, if I see it, it happened.
It's funny how our brains work that way, right? Video's always been this objective thing. But MovieGen, it's messing with that, big time.
It's almost like back in the day when photography first became a thing, I was reading about this, how people were freaking out because you could change photos. Seeing wasn't believing anymore.
It's like we're going through that all over again, but with video this time.
Yeah.
And who knows how long it'll take for us to adjust, you know? It's a whole new way of thinking.
So what do you think? Is this it? Is video going to be forever changed? Like, will we ever be able to watch a video and not wonder if it's like an AI creation?
The million-dollar question. And I don't think anyone has the answer yet, honestly. But one thing's for sure, video. It just got a whole lot more interesting.
Interesting. Good. Or interest. Oh no, what have we done?
Probably a bit of both. if we're being real. But hey, I'm an optimist. We humans, we're good at adapting, right? We might see, like, new tech popping up specifically to tell if a video's real or not.
Like AI detectors, but for video.
Exactly. Or, and this is what I find exciting, maybe we start to see AI-generated video as its own thing, like not trying to replace real life, but a whole new art form, a new way to tell stories.
Instead of asking, is it real?
Hmm.
It's more like, is it a good story? Is it moving? Is it just plain cool to watch?
Exactly. It's about expanding what video can be, you know?
Right.
Not being afraid of it, but exploring it.
I like that. So it's not about rejecting the new tech. It's about figuring out how it fits, how we use it, maybe how we change our thinking because of it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Like, this conversation we're having, this is just the beginning. AI is only going to get more advanced, and our relationship with it, with video, it'll keep evolving.
Well, my brain is officially fried in a good way.
Yeah.
This movie gen thing, it's a lot, but it's definitely fascinating. Thanks for guiding me through it.
Anytime. Always fun to geek out about this stuff. Who knows what we'll be talking about next year, right?
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into movie gen. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, stay curious.